In the Today Let's Build video series, we dive into learning how to build custom personalized watches. We go step by step through each build from start to finish so you can follow along and design and build your own. So let's jump in and see what watch we're building today. I came across this really nice dial while scrolling through parts on AliExpress. The patterned textured finish really caught my eye. And some of these other colour options really looked good. But this deep blue colour with the silver indices really stood out to me, so I added that to the cart and started thinking about how that would fit in a new watch build. But the texture on this dial really made me think of the PRX model, which inspired the style of this watch build. And it turned out really nice. Just look at how well that dial works in this style of watch. So today let's build a custom PRX style NH35 watch. As always, let's start with a run through of the parts and the price list for this build. So starting with the movement we are using today, this dial was designed for an NH35 automatic movement, so that's what we're going to go with. Always make sure your parts are compatible with each other. This one came in at $52.60 on AliExpress. Next up is the case and bracelet. So this is a 40mm PRX style stainless steel case and bracelet set, designed specifically for the NH35 movement, and it comes with a sapphire crystal. It does have an option for a glass case back, but I went with a solid steel one this time. The bracelet has the same brushed steel finish as the case, and this butterfly style clasp, which all again seems of really good quality. Again, the weight and finish just works. It looks and feels of really good quality. I'm actually quite happy with it. It feels a good weight and it looks sleek with that brushed steel finish. Both the case and bracelet came in at $39.99. And next up is what got this whole build started, the lovely deep blue textured dial. It's got this lovely shimmering effect from the pattern when the light hits it, and the silver indices are really nice. This is a 28.5mm dial, and I specifically had to search for a PRX style case that fit that, because most of them seem to be for bigger dials, but eventually I did find the right case. I also managed to pick this up at a discount, so I got the dial for just £7.50. Ideal. Then I went with these kind of squared end silver hands that I just think matched the silver indices on the dial. Again, these are specifically designed to fit the NH35 and the diameter of our dial, and the blue lume on the hands matched the blue lume on the dial, so all is good there. And they came in at just under £10. So the total cost of all of our parts today come in at £110. So let's get into the build. As always, we first put on our little finger cots. And then our first step is to fit the dial to the movement. Fortunately, this dial only came with the two appropriate dial feet specifically to fit the NH35 with the date at 3 PM, but usually you do need to cut off the excess feet on new dials. You can see my other videos for that. Then we just need to line it up on the movement and simply press the dial feet into the holes on the movement and click it into place. For this step, I like to just pop it into an NH35 movement holder just for a little bit more stability. Then grab our lovely dial, line it up on the movement, and once you're sure you've got it in the right place, press down gently with 2 fingers, applying even pressure on both sides so you don't accidentally bend or break one of the feet. And it clips into place. Done. Then just have a quick check to make sure it's flush to the dial the whole way around. Perfect. And here you'll also see I've added my own custom logo to the dial. I'm not going to go through that today. You can see how I do this in some of my other videos. Now we're ready to fit the hands, so first we need to make sure the time is set to midnight. So pull out the crown stem to the second position, which is the hacking position. And now we can rotate the stem until the date starts to change over. Once you see it starting to change over, slow right down and take it very slowly. You want it to be exactly at midnight, exactly when it changes over. There we go. And now we can fit our hands. First, we do the hour hand, so let's grab a little bit of Rodico. And our hand press tools, and we are ready to go. So we are fitting the hands to this center post here, which comes through the hole in the dial. It has 3 different widths on the post, each for a different hand. The thickest at the bottom is for the hour hand, so let's start there. Take your little chunk of Rodico and pick up your hour hand by the end, just like so. Then, using the Rodico, place the hour hand on the center post, making sure to line it up with 12 as exactly as you can. Then, just adjust it with the tip of your tool if you need to line it up perfectly. When you're happy with it, use the tool to apply gentle, even pressure to press the hand onto the post. You should feel a little pop as it clicks onto place. Then check the clearance just to make sure it's on straight. That looks good to me. Then we rotate it around another 24 hours just to make sure it's on properly, it's not touching the dial at any point, and everything is as it should be. Perfect. Now we can pretty much repeat the exact same process with our minutes hand. Place it on the dial lined up exactly at 12 in line with the hour hand. I actually like to pin it on the post first gently, like partially pressed, Adjust and straighten, and then before fully pressing it. Again, we turn the hands through another cycle of 24 hours, just checking for clearance between the hands, that they don't touch the dial, and that the date turns over at the right time. It all looks good to me so far. And now we can move on to the seconds hand. I do find the second hand more difficult than the other hands, as do a lot of people, so I follow the other steps by again lightly pinning the seconds hand onto the post, but this time I then use a hand press machine for a bit more stability and more even force to press it on fully. There we go, done. And again, we pick it up just to check everything is okay. Push the stem back in fully and give it a few winds just to check that the seconds hand starts to tick over. Again, check the clearance, make sure none of the hands are touching each other or the dial. Perfect. Now we give the dial a quick clean using our air blower and some Rodico just to get rid of any dirt, dust or smudges that may have gotten onto the dial during the process. It is looking really nice so far. With that done, now we can fit the movement into the case. So first we want to pop the movement onto the cushion, and then we can remove the stem and get it ready to fit. We first need to find the stem release lever that needs to be pressed, which is this little tiny lever poking out right here. This can only be seen and pressed when the stem is fully inserted, so make sure you do that first. Then I carefully hold the movement in 2 fingers, just like this, careful not to touch or damage the dial or hands. Then just press with a little tool on the lever and the stem can be removed just like so. And now we're ready to fit it into the case. So first we want to make sure the crystal is clean and spotless, ready to fit the movement. Grab your lens cleaning pen and get to work, first cleaning the outside and then the inside. This is such an underrated and important step, so just be really thorough as any dust or dirt on the inside will be magnified and totally obvious when we fit the dial. Just take your time. Then give the dial one last blow of air. Carefully lower the case onto the movement, careful not to damage the dial or hands. and then simply pick up and tip the cushion over. And now we can fit the stem. So just line up the movement with the crown stem opening at 3 p.m. on the case. Screw your crown from the case on the new stem that comes with the movement and insert it back into the movement, and we can measure it up. So I was very lucky here, as I had a pre-cut stem from another build. It just happened to fit this pretty much perfectly, but usually you need to go through a few steps to cut the stem, file it down and get the right fit. You can see this process in some of my other videos. Once you've done all that, you just want to make sure it screws down perfectly and fits flush to the case. And also that you can fully unscrew and pull it out to the setting positions with ease. All that's left now is to seal up the back. This case comes with a pre-installed gasket on the case back, which I took off and lubricated with some silicone grease off camera. But you need to make sure it's lubed up so it maintains the waterproof seal and fits perfectly. Then it's time to just screw on the back of the case, which can only mean it's time for our trusty rubber ball. And now we get our first look at the dial inside the case, and it looks great already. So the last step is to fit the bracelet. And this bracelet came with the quick release spring bars, which are pretty easy to install. Just put one side in and use your tool to press it in on the other and sort it. Just repeat again for the other side, and we are in business. Let's see how it turned out. I absolutely love the look of this watch. It looks absolutely stunning. That deep blue textured dial really catches the light at all the different angles. And the brushed steel finish and the weight and feel of the case really stands out as feeling premium and rather elegant. As always, let me know your thoughts on this watch in the comments below. And don't forget to comment with any designs you would like to see built in the next video. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you in the next one. Cheers.